Hello and welcome to another episode of WarGame Hammer Wargaming. It's Combat Patrol once more, issue 6, and the Barbgaunts have arrived. Been looking forward to these ones because the ones I painted up from my starter set did not come out as well as you might think. So I get to have another go. Let's look at what's in the contents. Here we go. Issue 6, the one I've really been looking forward to because it has Barbgaunts and I kind of messed up the paintwork on my original ones. So let's get straight into it. So we got the 5 bases and the plastic for the 5 Barbgaunts. There's not a huge amount to the Barbgaunts. They're pretty much just a giant body, a piece that goes on the other side of the body, and then like an arm and a leg and stuff like that. It's not a huge complex thing to put together, so it's really all down to the painting, and I kind of messed it up last time, so let's hope that I get it better this time. But let's see what's in the magazine itself. We'll have a look at this. Again, we've got the nice bit about the editorial. Always fun to have a quick look at that. We've got how to build the Barbgaunts, which I will be following, but to be honest with you, pretty straightforward. It's not too bad. A painting guide that I will be paying attention to because didn't do too well last time. Got the undercoat then going over with the, they suggest the burgundy, which is, yeah, fair enough. And they end up looking reasonable. I mean, it's only 2 courses so far. I'm assuming that there will be another part to this painting guide at some point. Because there's extra bits. For example, these weapons are completely just in base coat at the moment, according to the instructions we've got here. There's a little highlight there, and some of this should be in different colours. Basically, when we get the next set round of paints, I expect that we're going to end up with a lot more guides on how to put all this together. Got some interesting information about the Emperor. Always a good read, because he is a weird guy. And there's the Golden Throne. Doesn't he look so happy to be sat there? You can't even see it on the screen. Doesn't he look so happy to be sat there? Yes, of course he does. And then information about the Hive Fleet, so that's nice. Getting a bit more lore on the Tyranids, always welcome. We've had this for the Space Marines, so it's nice to get that. Some information about the first Titanic War. Bit of lore that I did not know about. The Battle for Macragge I did know about. Got a lot of information there. That's quite good, actually. Information that I haven't read before in other stuff, so that'll be nice to read. Then we got some stuff about how to roll up your unit name for the Barbgaunts. Well, let's do that since we're here. They're akin to living gun turrets, yeah. They're basically just, they move around and fire volleys. It's, ugh, they're a bit, Tyranids are weird. But here we go. So, let's see what we're calling this set of Barbgaunts and what they do. The hive mind constantly tailors its swarm to be better killers. Use this table to discover any special traits your units of Barbgaunts have. Or choose the one you like the best. Well, no, we're going to roll it up. 6. The Barbgaunts are uncannily alert and react to incoming intruders with hails of fire. Nice. We've got a thing about unit names, but we don't have a unit name there. Weird. Oh, we could have got that from a previous episode, a previous issue, so let's do that. Let's grab issue 4, because that had all the information about names in, didn't it? Yeah, here we go. We can name up our guys. They've got Parasite of Motrex, Winged Tyranid Prime. We can't really call those, use those guys' names, can we? So we don't have any naming thing for the Barbgaunts. I thought we did. Huh. Well, we're going to use a name from a Tyranid Prime. What's it going to be called? 6. It that brings hate. That kind of fits, actually. If they're firing volleys off, they can be it that brings hate. Firing a lot of volleys would be bringing the hate. Bringing the heat, definitely. It that brings heat. There we go. That's what we're going to call them. Then we've got our scenario. I do like the scenarios. So, the Tyranids are on the hunt. Across the ruins of long-abandoned starships, countless hunter organisms awaken in response to sinister psychic imperatives. It falls to the scattered Space Marines to mount a defense and to hold on to their existing beachhead. Should they fail, their mission may well be lost before it has even begun. So, we're going in. We're going to see what we're doing. So, is this a move and fight? Yes, it is. This is a move and fight mission. Gather your data sheets. We're going to need Infernus Marines, all 5 of them. We'll probably put the Sergeant Guy from issue 5 in as the leader of them. That'll be nice. And we've got our 5 Barbgaunts. So, how to win. In this mission, your goal is to use the Barbgaunts to shatter the Infernus Marines before they can escape. You must slay 3 Infernus Marines for the Tyranids to win. If 3 or more escape, the Space Marines win. This sounds interesting. So, with a Tyranid swarm mobilising, the scattered Space Marines forces desperately trying to consolidate their forces and mount a brutal counter-offensive. Space Marine reinforcements are vulnerable, and if the Tyranids can catch them on the march, then they will blunt the Space Marines' assault before it even begins. How do we do this? Tyranids are starting, Space Marines are moving, and repeat this turn sequence until there are no Infernus Marines left on the board. So this is just the termagants blasting the hell out of the Space Marines. Really? So they start there, move to there. And that's it. This is a move and shoot tutorial, basically. Huh. Welcome back to the game table. We've got a little bit of fun and games for you this time because, well, this is very interesting. These Space Marines, they're the Infernus Marines, they're not going to be shooting at all, according to the layout of this particular mission. They just move a block each turn. So they've got to survive 4 rounds. If they can survive 4 rounds and get from here to over there at the end, then they win. They get out of this area. The Barbgaunts don't move. They just fire. So at the moment, we've got a bit of an issue, haven't we? Because that's going to be quite something. So I'm going to place the dice tray here. We have Barbgaunts with a D6 for a number of attacks and a strength of 5 against the Infernus squad's toughness of 4. So every single time it's going to be hitting on a 3+. Let's see how we go. So Tyranids go first, apparently, according to the mission. Let's do this. Each of these Space Marines has 2 wounds, so all the Barbgaunts have to do is inflict 10 damage in 4 rounds total, and they win. The question is, can they do it? Barbgaunts go first, and let's see how many attacks they get this time. 6, 9, 13, 14, 15 attacks. That's not bad. So it's a good thing I brought my multicoloured dice because I've got 100 of these little guys. So let's see how we get on. Strength of 5 against a toughness of 4, so they're wounding on a 3+. 15 attacks. Let's see what happens. Okay, wounding on a 3+, so missed, missed, missed. That one hit, missed. Right, 11 potential wounds. They have an armor penetration of 0, and the Infernus squad has a save of 3+, so we've got 11 saving throws. If these miss, the Tyranids win on turn 1. So, 3+. Saved, 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 saved. That is 4 wounds. Each wound delivers 1 damage, which means that's 2 guys straight out. Not a great start. They move 1 space. Oh my goodness. Now we go again. There's 5 Barbgaunts. So we have 5d6 to determine how many hits they get. 6, 10, 13, 17, 20. So with strength 5 against toughness of 4, they are wounding on a 3+. 20 attack dice. Wounding on a 3+. Okay, that's not looking good for the Space Marines, is it? Oh, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 saving throws. Saving throws of 3+. That one out of bounds. So, saving throw of 3+. Saved, 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 saved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did not save. 6 wounds. Each of these guys has 2, so that is 6. Tyranid victory. And it teaches you how to split fire as well. Okay, units with ranged weapons can split their fire between multiple targets. This is a great way to mop up several smaller units at the same time. Alternatively, you can use this to ensure that any models in your units with special weapons are always attacking the best possible target. When a unit attacks with a ranged weapon, you must declare which weapons are attacking which targets before you roll any dice. Think carefully and ensure you dedicate the right amount of firepower to destroying your chosen foes. Very good. Yeah, he's attacking those guys, that one's attacking that guy. Yeah, it's perfectly fine. You cannot split fire from the same weapon. That is really, really good information. I don't think I've ever played against someone who thought you could, but it's good to mention that you can't, just so that everyone's on the same page. So yeah, I think we had a good mission there. It was a lot of fun. We did modify it a bit, but that's just what we have to do in order to make sure that things work sometimes. That's fine. So we did get a Tyranid victory, so let's have a read of this. As the last Infernus Marine stumbles from the battlefield, the Barbgaunts impassively survey the area, which is scattered with shattered armour and grisly gore. The hive mind commands that the Barbgaunts feed on these remains, so it may add the Space Marine's biomass to its own and breed new war organisms. Isn't the Tyranid thing lovely? Oh yes. Then we got a bit about the ranged weapons and the shooting, which is good. A bit about the where you can split your shots, which is fine. And then we have a look at the back, and it is just 7 and 8 are termagants, which actually they're pretty good for controlling objective points and basically harrying other people in the opponent's army. So yeah, not bad at all. I really appreciated this. This is pretty good. And now I get to build my new Barbgaunts, and hopefully I'll paint them better this time. See you later. Okay, this one was an interesting mission and a decent magazine overall. Kind of enjoying what we're getting in these magazines. Good to finally get up to issue 6. I have been waiting a while, which is why we had that bit of a delay between issues 2 and issues 3 on the reviews, because I'm a subscriber, so I only get them in batches of 4, which means from next week we've got no more combat patrols for a while, but we'll have to catch up and see how it goes. So what I'm thinking is, we'll go through the Age of Sigmar starter set. I didn't go for the big starter set on that one. I've gone for the next step down. It's not the introduction one, it's not the one that's in the vertical box. It's a wide box, but it's not the ultimate one, and it's certainly not Skaven type, because I'm not made of money, and 160 quid is a lot to ask. So, we're going to have a look at what's in the starter set. It's not quite enough to play Spearhead, which is interesting, because that apparently is the best way to play Warhammer Age of Sigmar, but it's close, and we can upgrade to that later on if I like it enough. So, for next week, we're going to do an Age of Sigmar and see how that goes. So do remember to like and subscribe so that you know that that's coming, and I'll see you next time. But until then, I'm Zoe Kirk Robinson. You've been watching WarGame Hammer Wargaming. See you next time. If you like the show, please consider supporting me on Patreon. It really does help create future videos. That's patreon.com/Zoe Kirk Robinson. And I've got an extra special thanks going out to Chief89, Sam Yates, Retro Mickey 82, Mo Henry, and George Botterini. Thank you so much, guys.